Okay, paano ba mag-send nito? How do we share the link to the Facebook page? Shucks.
Admit.
Ayan.
Ayan, kita.
Kita, but no music.
Yeah, no music nga. But anyway, I think we can start na rin. It's 10:01.
Yeah,
Kaya
and then
lang,
let's wait. Teka.
yeah,
You
parang
have
nasa 0 pa ang viewers natin.
We can start na rin. It's 10:01. Ayan, there. Let's wait. Let's wait until 10:05. Oh,
Yeah,
isa
sige.
na ako dyan. How do I send this? Copy link. Ayan, I'll send it sa ano natin. Ito yung link. Send ko sa group chat natin. Tada! Post ko muna. Yay! We're here.
Comment ako. Hello.
Hello. Paano ba mag-add ng link? Shockers. Toot, toot. Yan. Starting now. Let's start at 10:03. Nakailang kape kayo?
1 lang, baka ano eh.
Ako din.
Masobrahan.
lang.
Let's
One
have
pa
fun,
lang.
guys. Ako din. Isa lang. Baka masobrahan.
Oh, si Gian nandun.
Yay!
Oh, Gian.
Yay! Starting now. Yay! Alright. Nakuha ko yung mga credentials. Ang gagaling. Should we begin 10:05 or 10:10? What do you think?
Wait. I'll check how many we have. Baka nga a bit pa. Mga 10-10.
A bit pa. Okay, let's wait. 10:10. 10:10, or Aniv.
Oo nga.
Perfect.
I'll post 10
Yeah.
para may time.
Yeah.
Sige. Sige.
Kasi so far parang 6 viewers. And I feel that's us.
That's us. That's okay. Edi mag-enjoy tayo.
Oo nga. Mas less ano.
Sa atin
Pressure.
mapupunta yung Crochet Sons.
True.
Oo nga.
Automatic ba to recorded, Christine? Or should I record?
Yeah, record it na lang. Or I think we can download it after. I'm not
Sa
sure.
FB page.
Oo
I'll
nga.
record na lang din sa cloud, sa Zoom, to be sure.
Yeah.
Recording in progress.
Happy Saturday, guys. It's a Saturday, July 5.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Saturday. First Saturday, right?
Good morning.
July.
Oh, yes. First Saturday.
8 comments. Ayan, may mga nag-good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, guys.
Yay, thanks for joining us. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. Next. Okay. So we have prizes pala, no? A raffle at the end of the live. So we hope everyone sticks around till the end.
Oo nga, don't forget the daddies. Hello
Well,
to
oh, the
Daddy
dads.
Gian.
Hi, Gian. Hi, Daddy Gian.
You better listen.
Ask your questions.
Oh.
Oh no, may mga tumutunog. Magdo-do not disturb ako.
Oh yeah, me also. Wow, may question na tayo agad. What after-school routines po ang pwedeng ipagawa sa aged 11, 8, and 4? Okay, mag-ready na tayo ng answer.
Yeah, sagutin natin yun mamaya.
Yeah.
Sinong kukuha ng tanong na yan?
Lahat kami.
Lahat kayo. Lahat kayo sasagot.
Yeah.
One answer.
One answer each. Tapos, yeah, sa bagay, iba-iba kasi sa mga bata, sa kids, diba? Iba-iba yung gusto nila. So, hindi natin masabi. But it would be great to get different perspectives from all of our speakers coming from different backgrounds, different experience, but all still within, early education, early childhood education. So it'd be great to see kung ano yung mga sagot ninyo. Ooh, exciting! Sige.
Yes.
Exciting. Okay, it's 10:10. Let's begin. Good morning, everyone. Hi! Sa lahat ng mga nanonood at sumasabaybay, good morning. Happy Saturday. Thank you for joining us today. This morning, we have a wonderful panel composed of teachers and professionals from Bahay Turo and Sunny Pathways. Today, alam naman natin na back to school season ngayon, yung mga chikiting, pabalik na ng eskwelahan, and napakalaking at napaka-importanting event ito sa ating mga buhay bilang magulang, bilang guro. So we wanted to take this opportunity to discuss something that will impact all of us, no? Yung mga after-school routines o yung tinatawag nating mga gawain ng mga bata pagkatapos nila makauwi galing eskwelahan. Siyempre, di ba, after school, pagod sila, inaantok sila, gutom sila. So bilang mga magulang, ano yung mga pwede natin gawin para tulungan sila, at saka tulungan din sarili natin para magkaroon tayo ng fruitful, school year para sa mga kids natin. Because of course, education is very important. And this is something that we take very seriously at Bahay Turo and Sunny Pathways. and we want to equip parents with the tools to help them make the most for themselves, for their families, and for their children. Okay, nagsimula na ako. This is Pat, by the way. I'm Pat from Bahay Turo. Good morning, everyone. I'll be paneling this event today. But before we begin, I'd like to introduce our speakers for today. Yes, let's begin. Okay, this is brought to you by Bahay Turo, your trusted online tutoring partner, and Sunny Pathways. So we're so excited to share with you our insights. Our first speaker for today, let's show. Sino to? Ay! Sorry! Balik tayo. Oo nga pala. Nakalimutan ko. Ayan. Before we begin, we also want to highlight some of the services of Bahay Turo. Baka nagtataka po kayo, sino po kami? We are an online tutoring platform and we provide after-school tutoring for kids. Later on, we'll talk about it some more, but these are just some of the key services that we offer. Kung kailangan niyo po ng tulong sa homework, sa pag-prepare ng mga test, mga quizzes, mga long exams, nandito po kami. And also with us, partnering with us today, is Sunny Pathways. Ay, ayan, Tambay Turo. Mamaya pag-usapan natin yan. Sorry, Bea. Tambay Turo, creating pathways where every milestone matters. So, Sunny Pathways, okay, we have some more information coming up. Yes, here we go. They offer behavior assessment, ABA therapy, home-based and center-based. So, kung kailangan niyo po sila sa inyong homes, they can come visit. And we also offer parent seminars to help equip parents with the tools and techniques that they need to help their kids. Ayan. Masyado akong na-excite. Gusto ko nang i-introduce yung mga speakers natin. Our first speaker coming up. Ayan, Teacher Bea. One of our teachers today is Teacher Bea Monica Reyes, an experienced early childhood educator who has been teaching since 2008. She has worked with a wide range of learners from infants to primary-age children in both local and international school settings, including the British School Manila. Bea is also one of the co-founders and head teachers of Bahay Turo. With her deep experience in classroom management, creative learning strategies, and parent collaboration, Bea brings valuable insights into how effective after-school routines can support a child's independence, empathy, and love of learning. Wow, Teacher Bea!
Hi, good morning! Hello!
So excited to hear from you. All right, and next speaker coming up is Teacher Blessy. With over 12 years of teaching experience, Teacher Blessy holds a degree in early childhood education and has a background in special education. She currently works as a reading specialist in the Auburn School District in Washington State, where she supports diverse learners in building essential literacy skills. Blessy holds an endorsement in multilingual education, further reflecting her dedication to inclusive and culturally responsive teaching. In addition to her work in public education, Blessy is also a co-founder and one of the head teachers of Bahay Turo. Her experience in education through the years has given her a deep understanding of how children learn best, both in classroom and at home. Good morning, Teacher Blessy. Thanks for joining us.
Morning.
Yay! Happy Saturday. All right, coming up next, who do we have? Teacher Marise. We are honored to welcome Teacher Marise, a dedicated professional whose passion lies in helping children thrive through structured support and care. She holds a degree in nursing and is a board-certified assistant behavior analyst, an autism service practitioner supervisor, and an international behavior analyst. With years of experience in the field, Teacher Marise brings both clinical expertise and a deep sense of compassion to her work with children and families. Woohoo! Good morning, Teacher Marise!
Good morning.
Palakpakan! Good morning! Ang galing ng mga speakers natin. Siyempre, di ba? Okay. Coming up, we have Teacher Regine. Joining us today as well is Teacher Regine, a vibrant and insightful speaker with many hats who wears many hats with ease. She is a psychology graduate from De La Salle University, a licensed psychometrician, and an experienced behavior technician. On top of that, she is the managing director of Sunny Pathways, where she leads with heart and purpose. Teacher Regine's warm approach and deep understanding of child behavior makes her a trusted voice for many parents. Good morning, Teacher Regine!
Morning.
All right. Woohoo! Thank you to all our wonderful speakers for coming today. We also have with us Teacher Rach. Do we have a slide for Teacher Rach? Hi, Teacher Rach. Good morning. Teacher Rach is a BS Psychology graduate from SLU Baguio City, a progressive preschool teacher, a behavior technician, and she is also the marketing director for Sunny Pathways. Good morning, Teacher Rach. We're so excited to have you. We're sure you have a lot to discuss today. So it's wonderful that we have so many panelists. Yes.
That's true. Let's enjoy this.
Yes. Good morning. Okay. So before we begin, actually, I have a question for all of you. But before we begin, I'd like to remind everyone, all our viewers, that we have a raffle and we will announce the winners at the end. So please stay tuned. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section so you can join the raffle. Yun yung entry po nyo. Kailangan nyo lang mag-leave ng comment para malaman namin na nandito kayo sa live. Tapos, ayan, makaka-join na kayo ng raffle. And at the end of it, ayan, makaka-prize kayo. Ayan, so we have a question. Diba, meron na tayong phone in or text in question. Babasahin ko. And I think to get us started, to get the ball rolling, lahat ng speakers natin, i-invite ko na sagutin ito. So the first question is, what after-school routines po ang pwedeng igawa sa ages 11, 8, and 4 years old na mai-enjoy nila together na wala pong screen time? Ayun. Okay, let's go. Let's begin. Iko-cold call ko kayo, Teacher Bea, let's go.
Actually, the first thing that popped into my mind is board games as a family. Kasi, yan, since medyo wide yung range din ng ages, like they can team up. For example, I'm assuming they're siblings. Is that correct from our phone-in questioner? So, ayun nga.
Pero pwede nating assume, oo nga, na magkapatid sila. Oo.
Yeah, so actually, ayun, apart from doing it as siblings, pwedeng as a family, tas you'll team up together. Tas it would be nice to do mga educational board games like word games and mga, for if there's a 1-year-old, mga 1:1, mga jumping games na, so they will learn math or the language also, rules and sportsmanship. So you would think na yung board game is just focused on the game, but really there are other skills involved na matututunan din nila. And at the same time, you're enjoying as a family. Parang bonding time na rin siya.
Hey, that's so nice.
Yes, I can add with that one from Teacher Bea. Board games actually maganda for sportsmanship, rule abiding, teamwork. So that's one thing. Another thing na pwede kong idagdag is actually, when we were kids, we were playing like Pico, those kind of things, tumbang preso. This actually good for yung ages na yon. So I know medyo hindi naman ganun ka-safe outside. So maybe sa backyard nila, or you can teach them how to do those traditional play, kasi that will work other than, sa cognitives, also sa motor skills nila, or gardening, turuan natin kung paano mag-garden sa backyard. That's good, actually low-cost type of activities for these kids as well. Yeah.
Gusto ko yung gardening. Parang I feel like it will also help mentally, no? Parang it's relaxing, they're around nature.
Mental health wellness.
Yeah.
And then they're teaching responsibility rin, diba? How to be responsible, how to be, bantayan yung mga plants nila para hindi mamatay, tsaka mag-grow. And then afterwards, magiging fruitful din pag nagkaroon ng bagong flowers or mga fruits.
Talaga, may physical manifestation yung fruits of their labor, kumbaga. Oo.
Yes. So, para rin siyang science project ng mga kids, diba?
Magandang
Yeah,
activity
as a
yun.
group.
How about you, Teacher Blessy? Anong activity sa tingin mo? Ay, nag-freeze yata si Teacher
Yeah,
Blessy. How
parang
about you,
frozen si
Teacher
Teacher
Regine?
Blessy.
Pasok, Teacher
Yes,
Regine.
for me, yeah. Ako
Make it
siguro
fun.
to also, ano siya? Ayan. So, while waiting for teacher blessing, though, ayan. Siguro ako, role-playing is also fun and very engaging, especially for siblings, diba? For even for parents. Kasi ako, it worked for me, diba? Yung mga na-introduce din natin profession, like doctor, teacher, di ba? Yung bahay-bahayan. So, for me, no, it's very, very engaging for a family to do.
Galing. Okay. Ay. Who would like to chime in next? Teacher Blessy, go ahead.
Ayun. Can you hear me now? Okay?
Yes, Teacher Blessy.
Ayan. I love those ideas, teachers. Siyempre, after a hard day's work, diba? Studies. It's really important na you give them games, diba? As part of their after-school activities.
Oh no, I think Teacher Blessy is having some internet connection. Tama ba? Okay.
Yeah, parang she's
Teacher
frozen. It's
Rachel,
okay.
how about you? Na-cold call eh. Teacher Rach.
Ayan. Hi, good morning. So,
Good morning.
yun nga, yung mga pwedeng ipagawa sa mga kids. For example, sa age 4, more on arts and crafts, para mas mahasin yung fine motor skills nila. So, for the ages 8 to 11, siguro pag ma-manipulate like the robot, pag-build ng robot, yung arms, body, and that way. So, pag nabuo nila, ayun, feeling proud sila for that. So, ayun.
Oh, thank you so much for that. That's wonderful. Okay, na actually, I want to jump off now kasi sa question, syempre nasabi, ano yung pwedeng activity na gawin na walang screen time? So, yun yung gusto kong next question natin. Screen time, ilang hours ba talaga ang pwede? Kasi iba-iba yung nababasa natin. Syempre, iba-iba din yung circumstances ng bawat pamilya. Iba-iba din syempre yung, may parents na strict, may parents na hindi strict, may parents na gusto, may parents na ayaw naman. So, how should we think about the teachers? Ano ba talaga? Ano ang screen, ilang oras or ilang minutes ang pwede sa screen time? At ano ang pwedeng gawin sa loob ng screen time na yon?
Can I answer first?
Of course!
Ayan,
Please.
so, hello, ayan. So, I read a research kasi from the LMC Public Health. So, more than the duration itself, the screen time, it's also important yung timing, kung sino yung kasama ng bata, and ano yung content din of, ano yung mga pinapanood. Diba? It's very, very crucial. Yeah, so, and it really depends on the age din ng bata. If it's, of course, kung below 1 year old pa, it's best talaga, no screen time at all. Ayan, so it's 18 months below. But if it's around 1 year old up to at least 2 or 3 years old, at least an hour is fine. Pero at least merong co-viewing or merong kasama talagang manood yung kid, it is appropriate to the age, right? And if it's naman around elementary school, diba, I think 2 hours is enough. Right? 2 hours is enough because we all, parents or even teachers need to understand that there's a lot of consequences kasi with long screen time hours. So, part of the consequence, syempre, yung it promotes kasi sedentary lifestyle. So, nakaupo lang, so there's no physical activities. So, it could also cause eventually obesity, and obesity underlies different diseases in the future. Or dryness sa mata, di ba? If you're always on screen. Tapos it also, in terms naman sa timing, when we do screen time right before bedtime, Diba? Nagkakaroon ng challenges talaga patulogin yung bata. So, it's best pa rin at least 2 hours to 3 hours to 4 hours before bedtime. No screen time. So, tamang timing din talaga. It's so important. So,
Thank you.
yun.
Thanks, Teacher Regina. Oo nga, very important. Kasi di ba yung blue light emission nakaka-affect yun ng sleep pattern natin. Yeah. Okay.
Can I
Teacher
can I
Maurice,
also
go.
go ahead.
So, yes po, sorry. So, yun nga po, yung blue light or nakaka-disturb siya nung parang rhythm natin, yung body clock itself because it mimics, diba, yung um, light or means natural light itself. So, parang ang tinitingnan ng body natin is morning pa. So, kaya siya nag-iiba. Then, syempre, pag nag-screen time tayo late at night, it goes connected with snack time, midnight snack, and everything that contributes actually to obesity, then hindi pa tayo nag-move. But for the hours in itself, I do agree with Teacher Regine itself that it depends on the hours itself or kunyari, less than 2 hours, that's recommended for WHO, from WHO talaga, na less than 2 hours for kids, school age and below. And then the timing, we usually, I think I saw one question as well that you can use the screen time if hindi talaga siya may iwasan nowadays that it's highly tech tayong generation, you use it as a reward system for them, right? So you use it like after ng mga activities na gusto mo sa kanila na pwedeng gawin, mga routines, you use it as like a reward. At the same time, it's also limited from them. Right. So those kind of things. And of course, ano ba yung pinapanood nila? So dapat is highly supervised. Because in the world of internet, it's unfiltered. So, maraming mga risks of katumbas nung also benefits as well. So, most with the parents, they have to watch out. They have to supervise. They know what are the things that the kids watching. Kasi marami dyan, syempre, kasi it's unfiltered. They can put whatever they want to put there. So, us as the parents or an adults, we know what is good for the kids and what are the things that we cannot do. And maybe there are new technologies as well that they incorporate movement with the screen time. So that will be more advisable rather than sitting down as well. Yeah. So that's my add-on to that.
Can I piggyback off of that, Teacher Maurice? I love what you said, and I totally agree that it should be a reward for the kids, especially nowadays. It's always instant gratification for them. Parang it seems like they can't be bored. Dapat laging may gadgets in front of them. And of course, we don't want that. We want them to use their creativity. So we want to set expectations for them that this is a reward. You can't have it all the time. And so it's always nice to set the boundaries for them, no? So really love what you said there.
Okay, thank you for that. And does anyone else want to chime in?
Me, I'm sorry. I'll just
Oh,
add
go.
like quick lang. I love what everyone shared. Gusto ko nga, parang natuwa rin ako dun sa reward system. And I think apart from that, it's important to make the rules consistent like across with the extended family kasi minsan our kids stay with the lolo and lola, parang I know minsan it's hard to tell the lolas and the lolos na okay yung this is our rules at home, pero I hope if there are grandparents listening there so that they'll understand the importance of having consistent routines and rules at home. So kung kunyari sa house 2 hours max, dapat same when they're in their lola or lola's house. And then apart from that, gusto ko rin yung what Teacher Regine said na merong times na kunyari before or Teacher Marisa I think also mentioned na before bedtime dapat wala na, or even during meal times so hopefully may iwasan. I know like it's parang very helpful for some kids na they're watching something while eating and they see this a lot, although it would be best if they're focused on what they're eating and then you converse with your kids while eating. So, ayun, I think that's a very important thing to remember as a family.
That's great. That's great. Okay, kasi may question din dito si Mommy Roseanne, yun na nga. Parang what type of activities can incorporate awards? Ayun na nga, nabanggit ni Teacher Maris, we can use screen time as a reward rather than something that's already given, that's already expected from the child, expected by the child. So, ayun. May isa pa tayong question dito. Working parent ako. Paano ko masisigurado na sumusunod sa routine yung anak ko? Paano ituturo ang independence sa bahay? Ayun. I think that's very relevant lalo for especially kung dual working parents, kung yun na nga nabanggit ni Teacher Bea na minsan si lolo o si lola ang kasama sa bahay, minsan or baka siguro kasambahay ang kasama. So teachers, eto na nga, what can working parents do para sumunod sa routine yung anak nila?
Can I start with that? Yeah. Okay. I always like this part. Make it fun for the kids always. Try a graphic organizer. So set expectations for them na during this time, this is what you do. Let's say chores. That's gonna be part of your daily routine. So if nagawa nyo na to, take that off the list. And then what's the next part? Just so there's predictability to what their routine is like, no? And then at the end, we want positive reinforcement. We can give them a reward, just something that they would really enjoy at the end of the day. Diba? And then hopefully, pag nasanay na sila, gawin na nilang part of their routine. They do it not just because they have to, but because they want to.
Yes,
That's wonderful.
Can I add with Teacher Blessy? So, ano lang po, so I do agree with make it more fun. Because kids learn through fun, Hindi sila na-learn dahil just they need to learn, but they really enjoy it. Another thing that we can do is make it visual. So, kids are very visual learners. So, may mga pictures, you make it in a schedule board, those kind of things will really help. And every time they finish the one chore or one picture there's a certain reward for that. So it depends na lang sa parents kung gusto nila at the end of the day kung na-finish lahat or every other activity magkakaroon ng reward. Some parents do it at the weekend, iipunin nila yung mga stars nila, and then at the weekend they have rewards itself. But yung rewards itself nila is kailangan depende rin kung gaano karami din yung natapos ng bata. So yung rewards, it depends when, kunyari, marami silang natapos, so malaki rin yung reward. Pero kung onti lang din, may reward pa din. But also, in the same amount ng effort ng kids.
So tugma lang kung ano yung effort na binigay ng bata.
Kailangan pantay lang tayo. Tapos we do encourage actually as old as 2 years old, they know how to actually do their routines already. So, I don't know, may mga apps are actually available for that. So, they can just, since mahilig sila sa iPad, they have their own iPads to have their routines, and it's connected to the mommy's app as well, so that mommy can also see if they're doing their chores. So, may mga application na rin available dyan sa mga app store na pwedeng connected to that.
Okay. Thank you so much for that, teachers. Okay, we have another question, and I think this question will, ito yung pinakapatok na question yata. Paano kung ayaw gumawa ng homework? Kasi na nga, we're talking about independence, developing routines at home after school, lalong-lalo na kung working parents. Paano kung ayaw ng bata gumawa ng homework? Ayaw lang niya. Paano natin matutulungan ng mga magulang dito, teachers? Who wants to answer?
Me, I want to start.
Oh!
Okay, madami tayong options dyan, no? Because like what you said, Pat, it's a very common situation for our kids. So I would say first is offer them choices. Maybe you can ask, do you want to start with math or reading? Okay, para lang you're not imposing what they need to do.
Alam ko yan, non-choice yan ah.
Actually, wala kang choice.
Wala kang choice.
In a subtle way.
Yes,
Again, try to make it fun. Would you like to work on the table or on the floor? Do you want to work in the room or in the garden? Those simple simple choices. Okay, and I think yung next suggestion ko is if you're familiar with the Pomodoro method, so may timer. It's important for them to know, oh my gosh, is this so long? Tagal ko na bang nag-homework? So give them a timer, 25 minutes, and then 5-minute break, and then work again. So para lang may option sila.
Oh. So the Pomodoro method is, ano nga ba ulit yun? 25 minutes na working time, tapos 5 minutes rest, so total 30 minutes. Tapos work again 25 minutes. Tapos rest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's so helpful. Kasi nagbe-break up nga, no? Into smaller tasks. Yeah.
And it needs to be concrete for them, especially for our young ones. Because it seems too long for them, di ba? Pag nag-homework sila.
So kung mas bata, pwede gawing 15 siguro, no? 15
Yeah.
minutes. Tapos
Yeah.
siguro mas mahaba yung break, 10 minutes. Oo,
10
tama,
minutes.
tama. We can adjust it. Right, right.
Can I
Right.
also add, Pat? Apart
Sure.
from, I love the ideas of Teacher Blessy. And then, I also want to add na baka before those things that you can ask your kids, parang baka dapat alamin natin why they don't want to do the homework kasi pwedeng nahihirapan pala kaya ina-avoid or pagod pala kaya ayaw gawin. So I think by knowing the reason behind why they don't want to do the homework, it would be easier to do those solutions. Yan, yung mga sinabi nga ni Teacher Blessy.
Yeah, that's helpful. How about Teacher Rach? Nag-code call tuloy no? Teacher Rach.
Yes. Kasi for me, I have a daughter. So, nahirapan siya sa Filipino. So, laging last yun. Pag ginagawa namin yung homework niya. So, ang ginagawa ko, yung easy task first. Yan. So, after that, like math, science, and then the Filipino, the hardest one. So, mas bibigyan ko siya ng motivation doon. Like, for example, na-answer niya, nasagot niya yung number 1. So, ayun, ipipraise ko siya. Like, i-reinforce ko siya with a positive praise. Like, oh, good job, anak. You can do it. Okay, let's go to number 2. So, breaking the steps and then the task, every step, ayun, kailangan ko siyang i-motivate through verbal praise kasi yun yung pinaka-reinforcer niya. Then after that, yung at the end, yun na yung hug namin. And then playtime. So, meron pa rin kaming engagement. I mean, yun na, yung family, a parent and a child na nag-aaral sila. Yes.
Oh, okay. So parang ginawa yung collaborative yung homework time. Parang ganon. Hindi lang hinayaan. No? Ito, gawin mo.
Yes. O, kasi yung mga ibang parents kasi galit agad. So, natatakot na rin yung mga ibang parents na ayaw na niyang gawin. So, dapat clear din yung deal nyo sa bata. Like, for example, we will work for this or yun.
So, positive messaging din dapat yung homework. Oo, kailangan siguro maganda na i-approach with a positive energy. Yung hindi agad na, homework na!
Yeah.
Right? Okay. We have another question. Okay, ito naman, it's about bullying. Oh, okay. Unfortunately, yun na nga, nangyayari to sa mga schools ngayon. So the question is, paano malalaman ng parents kung may bullying na nagaganap sa school? Ay, nako. Siguro, what are the signs nga naman, no? Kasi as a parent, syempre, you want to be able to address this unfortunate situation agad. So, teachers, okay. Paano malalaman ng parents kung may bullying na nagaganap sa school? What are the signs? Who would like to answer? Okay, Teacher Maurice, Teacher Regine, go!
So, so I think that one, yun yung pinakatakot mostly ng parents, right? Na, naku, baka nabubully sa school, what will happen? So, yung mga signs is yung obserbahan natin yung after-school routines ng kids. Are they becoming irritable ba? Lagi ba silang nasa kwarto lang? Are they, yung feeling nag-shut down? Because some of the kids, they will say, Mami, ito yung nangyari sa school, right? But if ever may biglang change sa attitude or sa behavior ng child, bigla na lang quiet, or bigla na lang nasa kwarto, ayaw gumawa ng activities, those are the things na actually warning signs na. Hindi naman siya directly to bullying, but those are the things na may sinasabi na yung behavior ng bata sa inyo na may something off na nangyari on that day or, in the past few days. Kasi sa amin, for like in Sunny Pathways, we always tell to the parents that behavior is a sign of communication. These are your non-verbal, non-vocal cues from the kids na sinasabi nila na may something around them kaya sila nagbe-behavior. So those are the things. Mga kids na nagtatantrum, lagi na lang umiiyak. So, which is very unusual from, before behaviors of the child. Then those are the warning signs for that one. Yeah.
So, I like what you said, teacher, na behaviors, non-verbal communication. Siguro din our kids, lalo na kung batang-bata pa sila, wala pa silang words siguro to communicate, 'di ba? Hindi, or siguro nafe-feel nila, hindi nila alam yung akmang salita para masabi. Or siguro nahihiya, natatakot. It's very helpful to know.
Yun yung parang nila, yun na yung communication nila. Like yung mga nahihiya nagsasabi, talagang tahimik lang. Kahit anong tanong mo, okay lang. Ganun lang, okay lang. Or sometimes bigla nilang sila nagagalit if you ask them, how's the school? So, yun yung mga
nagagalit na lang. Well, of course, we never want this to happen to our kids or to any kid. But in case na nangyari, at least aware tayo. Maaga pa lang.
Yes. And I think there's one also in our chat, they said that they refuse to go to school.
Yes, oo nga. Pag ito meron tayong nag-comment, when they refuse to go to school, yun nga, is a first
early sign. Then why they don't like school, right? Usually for kids, they love schools because then there's a teacher, then they see friends. Kasi in school age, ang biggest icon nila is teacher and yung classmates nila. And then suddenly, they don't want to go to school. So that's a big warning sign.
Oh my gosh, okay. Teacher Regine, did you have something to add?
So, to add lang din, syempre, we need to be sensitive din talaga to the needs ng kids natin. Diba? Let's say, for example, check in natin siya from time to time. Physically, kasi bullying, di ba? Pwede rin siyang in physical aspect. So, kung may mga unexplainable bruises, scratches, punit sa damit, di ba? We need to, kumbaga, alert talaga tayo to notice this thing. And then be open, mag-communicate natin what happened in school, how's your relationship with your classmates, who's always with you. Diba? Kailangan kasi aware tayo, sino talaga din yung lagi nilang nakakausap, nakakasama din in school. So yun, kaya I agree with Teacher Naris kung may mga changes sa behavior, even with sleep, diba? Pag may mga trouble in sleeping. So it's actually sign din, no? Na may nangyayari talaga hindi nila gusto in school. So, there.
Can I also add, sometimes it's hard for the kids to express verbally. So, sometimes you'll notice may changes then sa the way they draw. Yung mga drawing nila medyo nagiging violent na. And that's how they express what's happening in school. So, you gotta watch out for those too.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so pati pala sa drawing lumalabas yung ganyang klaseng emotions, no? My gosh. Okay. So baka nga kailangan i-incorporate ang drawing sa after-school routine.
Yes, kids are very visual, so the way they communicate as well is very visual as well. For that.
Oh my gosh.
So, kaya sila, more on drawing, nakikita nila, and they will tell you the story of their drawing as well. Even though it's not, you don't understand it, if you ask them to tell about their drawing, they will actually explain it to you as well. So, maganda ang drawing sa after-school activity talaga.
Oh my gosh. Oo nga. I agree. Art is very important, Kasi parang minsan tayo bilang magulang, I have 2 kids. So parang minsan napapansin ko nga, masyado kaming nakafocus sa math, sa science. Kasi 'di ba nandun yung mga test scores talaga very quantitative. So minsan yung art, secondary consideration na lang yun. At least for me. Oh no! Confession. But yes, I think nga art should be it is an integral part of education. Hindi siya dapat maging, secondary subject. I think art and music across all ages should be part of a whole, a well-rounded curriculum. So, yeah, and we can see nga na sometimes nagiging early sign ito, or ito pa yung nagiging indicator kung nagkakaroon ng problema sa school. Okay, we have more questions. Nagiging excited yung mga parents natin, lalong-lalo na sa comment section. Don't be shy, parents, or lolos or lolas, titos and titas. Maglagay lang kayo ng questions dyan and we'll try to get to them. Kung nahihiya kayo, mag-DM din kayo sa amin. Huwag kayo mag-alala. Sasagutin namin yan. So one of the questions we have is, how do we balance being a hands-on and working parent? Is it okay to have tutoring or extracurricular activities after school? Ayan, nako. Sino gustong sumagot nito, teachers?
Me,
Bea.
Yeah,
Bea,
I can
go.
answer this. So, to balance being hands-on, siguro to answer that part of the question first, as we're a working parent, siguro you can take advantage of before and after work time. So before, syempre mas maaga yung school time naman nila, we can wake up early, mommies and daddies. And then, ayun, syempre try to be present siguro before they leave for school, for emotional support din. Tapos try to see if, okay, prepared ba sila. I mean, of course, we encourage independence na prepared yung bags nila. But of course, as parents, we need to be there para just to check if everything is okay. And then pag evenings naman, when you get home from work, ayun, try to catch up, ask them what their favorite part of the day was, or check their homework, kung kamusta. And then, of course, sa weekends then, that's part of being hands-on. Siguro, not necessarily checking on homework. Maybe if wala talaga tayong time before and after, pag weekday, pag after work, weekends can also be used. And of course, I think it would be very helpful if we have a good relationship with your child's teachers. Kasi I think, ayun, as busy parents, talagang minsan gipit tayo sa oras. And I feel a good relationship with your teachers, with your children's teachers is very important to know what's going on in school. And then if meron masasabi si teacher na anong pwedeng, saan kailangan ng support ng children natin. And then for tutoring naman, I feel tutoring doesn't need to be done kapag nahihirapan. It's really more to help them with their study habits, their routine, kasi may ibang kids na hirap to manage their own time and their own, focus, ganyan. So really, after school tutoring I do feel it is helpful, not just for kids who are having a hard time, but really students in general. Ayun.
And Teacher Bea, I just want to add as well, I really want to advocate for children, no? So, you have to make time for them. So, ako, guilty ako dyan. I have a 1-year-old. I know how busy life gets. Even just reading with them for 5 minutes a day, it will make a difference. So, I'm going to quickly share research here. So, studies show that children who are read to once or twice a week will have heard about 63,000 words. If you read to them 3 to 5 times a week, they will have heard about 170,000 words. If you read to them daily, they will have heard about 300,000 words. So you see the progression there. You are part of your child's daily living, their learning. So you are really crucial. So even that 5 minutes per day, morning, at night, before they eat, it's not just bonding with them, but you're also teaching them their essential life skills. No? So please find time. I know, guilty din ako dyan, but let's all find time for that.
Yeah, we have to find time as parents. Kasi nga, life happens, di ba? May kailangan tayo maglalaba pa, magluluto, mag-aayos ng bahay. Siyempre, kailangan din natin talaga. Marami pa tayo mga kailangan. May trabaho pa tayo, di ba? Aside from that, aside from being moms, aside from being wives, aside from being kids to our own parents, meron din tayong iba pang tasks or iba pa tayong roles. Talaga babae, maraming roles talagang babae. Wala akong masabi.
Not the key on whenever we do those things. So.
Yeah, kaya natin yan. Thank you for that. Okay, wait. I have a follow-up question here from one of our viewers. Back to bullying. I think this is quite a hot topic. When we start, babasahin ko na lang. When we start observing these signs, I guess yung signs yun na nga, yung withdrawal, yung ayaw yung nagdadabog na, or siguro ayaw pumasok ng school. When we observe these signs, what should we do as parents? Do we ask the child directly or ask the teacher? What if the child doesn't answer directly? Oh my gosh, okay. Paano nga ba? Anong gagawin? Kunwari na nga nakita na nga tong signs na to. Anong dapat gawin? Who can take this? Sino gustong sumagot?
Siguro I'll try, Pat.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, totoo yun, parang it's hard for kids, as mentioned a while ago, it's really hard for kids to talk about these things. Pero siguro before that happens, siguro make it something normal na that you do, na routine na kinakamusta mo yung, yun nga, favorite part of their day, or what made them sad that day, what made them happy that day. So bago pa may mangyari na something big like that, komportable na siyang mag-share ng things that happened in school. So I feel communication is important. If it's a good day or a bad day, para lang alam nila that it's a safe space to share whatever happened in school. And then, of course, pag hindi pa rin mag-share, you can coordinate with a teacher, tell them your observations, and then ask the teacher if they observe the same thing in school. Tapos from there, baka that's where you can help each other na, oh teacher, what can I do kaya at home? Or tell me if may nangyayari sa school. Like, I'm sure the teachers aren't able to look after the kids naman the whole time. So, mangyayari to kasi, you know, kids they're sociable. Alam nila yung mga silent rules na sa school. Kaya minsan yung mga bully talagang minsan patago. So, hindi rin makakakita ng teachers yan. So, I feel, ayun, siguro at least if the teacher knows, medyo mas observant with your child, pati dun sa other students who may be involved with the situation.
Yes, I'll add lang something with Teacher Bea. No? So, tama naman po talaga. I do agree with Teacher Bea that prevention first, you know, medyo before you see this sign, medyo kailangan natin i-establish yung communication relationship with the parent. So, meron tayong tinatawag na parang tell us, meron. So, how's your day at school? Tapos pag may sinabi silang situation, instead of asking them more about, bakit nangyari ganito, bakit ganyan. So, more on, let's go to more of emotional way, like, how do you feel about it? You know, what makes you feel this way? So, those kind of questions actually helps them to actually process more of what happened instead of parang targeting sila na kasalanan na nila kagad. So,
Yes.
para maging open yung conversation at make they feel safe to talk about not only for the good things but also any sad things that happen during their day. So, it's more of guiding them to process and how they will feel about it, that it's okay to feel sad sometimes, it's okay to feel negative emotions. You know, it's not always happy. And then what do you do when you feel this way and that? So those kind of things. Another thing is so that's your general, let's say intervention. Pag medyo napapansin niyo talaga medyo lumalala, then you go for the teacher. What do you think? You collaborate with your teachers as well. Kung anong pwedeng gawin. But if hindi pa rin siya natututukan, we go to a more intensive way, which is we need to seek help with the child psychologist na. Teacher Blessed told us, about sa arts, when they draw, they actually express. One way of the psychologists do, like the art therapy and stuff, and then they will see actually there, and they also interpret the drawings of the child. So malalaman din siya if there is mga bullying, and not just bullying, any kind of stressors around the child itself. So yun mga levels. Hindi tayo dadaan kaagad dun sa psychologist. Dahan-dahan lang muna din test.
Oo. I also like what I heard the word collaborate from both you, Teacher Maris and Teacher Bea. And I think that's very important na wag tayo mag-overreact. Tama ba? As parents. Kasi minsan, lalabas, susugod agad eh. Wag muna, chill muna. And I like the word collaborate because at the end of the day, kailangan din natin yung tulong ng school, kailangan natin yung tulong ng teacher. So, and of course, there are very many permutations on how this can go. And I think we've all heard these permutations. So, I think we should just, tama nga, keep an open mind, collaborate, yung tamang, and the most important nga, communicate with your child. I think that's the word that I heard from everyone, nga, communicate with your child.
And it's really important, no, as parents. I know it's hard to accept it too, na nabubuli yung child nyo. But always remember that child psychologists, they are experts. They studied for that, no? So don't be embarrassed if your child needs to be referred because early intervention is key. They have to be supported, no? So always think of them, the teacher, psychologists, as partners, no? And I just also wanted to add, books are really powerful. So you could do social stories. May mga books tayo about bullying. So in that way, hopefully, in a subtle way, makuha natin, ma-draw out natin from our kids, oh, yeah, that's been happening to me. And let them know that it actually is normal. Unfortunately, it's normal. It happens, but I'm here to support you. Your teachers are here to support you, no? So you could also speak to them.
Oh my gosh. Wait, paano
Yes,
naman
agree.
kung
And just
opposite
add
yung
that-
child? Ay, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Teacher Regine, go.
And just to add lang din, I really agree with Teacher Blasey. So we could also practice din yung assertive responses. Diba? This is one way of, a coping skill din nila. Practice role play with them while doing like a storytelling. You can also do a role play. What do you do if someone wants to hit you? Yun, talagang role play kayo na you need to tell the teacher or what you need to tell the teacher. Kumbaga hindi naman siya nagsusumbong lang, pero meron siyang para specific skill na pwede niya talagang sabihin. Diba? Na-practice nyo kasi siya even at home. Diba? And at the same time, syempre if the bullying happens in school, you can also encourage the child to join mga confidence-building activities. Like if he loves sports, diba? He can join like a sport or a basketball league, mga ganyan. Or kung sa arts naman, they can go for another warmer community na they all enjoy the same experience. So,
Thank you so much. Actually, okay, we have a comment from one of our viewers. Sabi niya, ginagawa ko, from Mommy Karen, ginagawa ko once a week, nag-visit ako sa school, teacher, sa behave. Tapos, I think ginagawa niya, nag-visit siya sa school, tapos tinitingnan niya kung okay ba yung behavior at performance ng anak niya. Kung okay ba siya sa school, kung comfortable ba siya sa school. Ayun. So, yeah, that's also one way to do it para makita mo firsthand kung paano nga ba yung school, kung fit yung child sa school. Kasi there are some, minsan hindi nag-fit yung personality ng child sa school. So, I guess being there, being present, and seeing a class will really inform us as parents kung, is this the right school for my child? Yun na nga. Okay. Actually, may isa palang question. Paano pala yung opposite kung yung anak mo ang bully? What can you do? What can you do to help? Paano naman yon? Sinong gustong sumagot?
I'll try again. Let's see.
Okay.
I think siguro try to find out where that aggressive behavior is coming from. So, I guess same rin, parang make it a safe space to communicate at home para alam natin why are they stressed, where are these negative emotions coming from, and why are they taking it out on sa school or to this person. I think really yun, parang it's really getting to know your child. Yun yung general idea.
Yes, tama po, Teacher Bea. So actually, same process then. You have to communicate because the ones that who do bullying are also the ones who get hurt somewhere. They just project it to other people. So it means there is also like a trauma or a stress happening from them, pero iba lang talaga yung projection nila. It goes towards bullying. Right? So, same process din po, open communication, make it a safe place for the child, that, collaborate with the teachers, what is happening, and then others is, to the end, is the partnership or collaborating with child psychologists or child psychiatry. So, I know it's quite still a stigma when we go to, psychologists, but they really know how to help these kids and how they actually get able to express and to see what's happening for them. So, yung kabaliktaran, same process lang din kasi probably they also experience bullying somewhere and they just, kids imitate actions from others as well. So, they just project it to other things.
Thank you so much, Teacher Bea and Teacher Maurice. It's really great to know na there are experts out there who can help us. At yun nga, importante, tandaan natin, huwag tayong mahihiya humingi ng tulong sa mga experts, sa mga child psychologists, kasi they've had experience with this, they're trained for this, and they can offer the support that we need. So it's so wonderful to see so many viewers and getting so many comments. Actually, may isang comment ulit, ang saya ng conversation, dami ko pong natutunan. Ako rin, marami din akong natututunan. Thank you so much to our expert panel. But you know what? It's already 11 o'clock and I have one question for each of our teachers. Just to wrap up very quickly, for all of our teachers now, what is one tip that you want to give to all the parents listening in? Let's begin. Teacher Blessy, what's the one tip?
So one tip talaga, just create that bond. That's where it starts. Create that bond with your child because from there you would know what your child needs, what your child wants. And from there, matutulungan mo talaga sila from whatever they need sa education nila, emotionally. And always remember that it's not always about academics, no? You have to support them in every aspect. And teachers are there to support you. Don't be scared to ask for their help. It's always teamwork. No? That's what we always say as teachers. So, yeah, you got this. Moms, dads, you got this.
You got this. Thank you. Teacher Regine, what's your one tip for all the parents, the caregivers, the moms and dads, lolas, titas, and titos?
So there, be present in every milestone, either big or small. So even the first one, the tiny steps, the bedtime stories, the plays, or even in the long tantrums. O, diba? Kasama lahat yun, no? In your child's journey. So, pause, be there, cheer loud, especially in times of, big wins and small wins. And soak it all, no? Kasi minsan lang maging bata ang mga anak. Tama? So, and these moments really matters.
Wow, that's such a wonderful message. I love it. Be present. Oo nga, minsan lang sila maging bata. Mamaya, na sila, 18, 21, naalis na. Ay, nako. Okay, tamang-tama yun. Teacher Bea, what's your one tip for all our listeners?
I think it's quite similar to what Teacher Regine and Teacher Blessy mentioned, no? But it's important to remind ourselves that our kids are not mini adults. They have their own energy levels, attention spans, preferences. So, ayun, discuss a routine together. Like, don't dictate na, okay, dapat ito yung ginagawa mo. Do it together. Pakinggan natin how our kids are and then look for a middle ground kung ano yung mag-work for both the parents and the child.
Well, thank you for that, Teacher Bea. Our kids are oo nga, minsan, yung sarili nating gustong gawin para sa sarili natin, ini-impose natin sa mga kids, huwag natin gawin yon. Tama, they're not many adults. They are kids. Let them be kids. All right, Teacher Maurice, what's your one tip for all our listeners and viewers?
Yeah, and so with everything from our teachers, one thing I will add is don't be afraid to explore, but also be skeptic. You know, because everything's there. There's a lot of information. So mommies and daddies, don't be afraid to explore. There's a lot of possibilities. But be skeptic. Make sure that it's research-based. Make sure that talagang effective siya, you know. Not everything out there is actually true. So just have research, but also don't be afraid to try.
Yes, because, like you said earlier, the internet is a source of unfiltered facts and opinions. So, kailangan talaga alamin natin kung ano yung source ng tinitingnan natin, yung source material natin. But yes, don't be afraid. There are people out there who are willing to help. Sabi nga dun sa Harry Potter, ask for help and it shall be given. Teacher Rachel, what is your one tip for all our viewers and listeners?
Hi, to wrap up, for me, connection over perfection. So, it doesn't matter kung hindi siya perfect dun sa routine. As long as ginagawa niyo siya at may effort yung bata, praise. So, kahit konti pa lang yan, praise. Everything. Until na mabuild niya yung confidence niya and then yung independence niya. And then, later on, nagugulat ka na lang, naku, nagawa mo, gano'n. So, ayun. Nakakataba sa puso at fulfilling din sa parent.
That's so nice. Oo nga, positive reinforcement for our children is very important. Kasi, who else will they hear it from, di ba? Kung hindi sa atin, bilang mga magulang at mga teachers. So, the more, and parang when we give them positive energy, mas lalo silang magfa-flourish. And I think it's a great takeaway from all our panelists. Ang ganda-ganda ng ating usapan today. Ang dami nating na-discuss all the way from, I just want to wrap up. We talked about what are the great after-school routines that we can work with. Nabanggit natin gardening, reading together, drawing, role-playing with the family. Screen time, we talked about screen time. Ano ba talaga? Ang natatandaan ko, very important na kung school-age children, less than 2 hours dapat a day. And what is more important than the time is who the screen time is with, who is monitoring the child, at ano ang ginagawa sa screen time. And I think one great tip also was using screen time as a reward for our kids. Hindi to dapat maging parang yung parang hinahain na lang araw-araw. O ito screen time mo. Dapat maging reward siya sa mga sa homework. At paano kung ayaw gawin ng homework? Nako! Let's make it predictable. Let's give children choices. Let's use the Pomodoro method. Ayan. Tapos bilang working parents nga naman, how can we help us? How can we help ourselves? Let's make our routines predictable. Let's make our routines fun, and let's be organized. Kasi doon din nakakuha ng kids yung good habits, good study habits from us, from our own routines at home. Bullying, we spent a lot of time talking about bullying. I think that one thing that resounds above all is connection with your child. Doon mo malalaman kung may nangyayari, at doon mo rin malalaman kung paano mag-proceed. It's also very important to seek the help of experts like child psychologists. Wag po tayong mahihiya. There might be a stigma, there may not be a stigma, but for whatever it's worth, there are people who are always willing to help. So yun na nga, let's be connected with our child. Let's be there, let's be present for their milestones. And let's spend time with them. Kahit yun na nga, read to them at bedtime. I remember that's what Teacher Blessy said. You'll see the exponential gains as you read to them throughout their early childhood. And above all, yun na nga, kids are not mini adults. Let's not be afraid to explore. Connection over perfection. I love that, Teacher Rich. Talaga, parang gusto ko isulat yon. Connection over perfection. Gagawan ko siya ng board. Create that bond with our child. Be present with them for all our milestones. Thank you so much to all our panelists. Thank you for sharing your insights, your expertise, and your time.
Thank you
Thank you to all our viewers. Thank you to all our listeners. Please don't forget to follow Bahay Turo and Sunny Pathways. Can we flash our socials? Para naman, ay, ayun pala yung homework. Ayan. Yan ang sa Bahay Turo. We offer one-on-one online tutorials for all ages. And then for Sunny Pathways po, here's our socials. Please, they are located in San Pedro, Laguna. So they offer home-based services and online services. So I think there was a viewer who asked kung meron bang branch sa Laguna. Ayan po. Please contact Sunny Pathways. Yay! Maraming salamat. You can always view this live again. It's going to be up, so you can always replay it, share it with your friends, your family, and we hope to hear from you soon. Maraming salamat. Have a great Saturday, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.